Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Who Are They? Real Talk. Once again, I am Matt, and joining me today, I got a crew. Currently, there are more. There should be more coming, at least one more. But I got a crew joining me today of the one and the only Taylor Cleek, and I do mean the only Taylor Cleek.
Amen. There's none other like it. It's good movie realist. Glad to be back.
And then, of course, the one, the only, the you should watch this trivia match tomorrow, Nick Molbach.
Tomorrow? Oh.
You're going live, baby. Really?
Well, first of all, sipping some Gatorade out of a goofy mug today. It's a little chill vibe here in the Molbach room. I wasn't aware that we were exporting that for tomorrow. All right, going on. Hi, how's it going, everybody? I had a little bit of a job today, so that took up the majority of my day.
But it's true though. Our trivia bracket has gone live with the first match. If you guys haven't seen that yet,
It has most certainly gone live. Exciting, wonderful, fantastic.
I am excited about it. Obviously, the cat's out of the bag. It's pre-recorded, so we do have a couple loaded up and ready to go. So I've been in a couple. Well, I haven't been in a couple of. A guy I know named the Rager's been in a couple, but no, I've seen a couple of them. It's been real fun so far. Not going to provide any spoilers on this show, but stay tuned to our YouTube channel if you aren't subscribed to that already. It's been a lot of fun making this.
Yeah,
it's not even that. No spoilers for the match. You got to go and watch it yourself. Maybe
Absolutely.
we'll do a discussion on it a few weeks later, but you got to go and watch it yourself. You have a good one to start it off with Matt and Chris, and I guess mine will be going live tomorrow. So
not till like 8. I just got to get you the score.
I was gonna say it has been pre-edited for me, which I appreciate very much.
Should I make another announcement at the top of the hour here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will do an actual post about it, but I just want to say, because we haven't formally announced it, that this show, as well as every show on this channel, is now available on audio platforms. I've been working on converting and uploading everything we've done. So iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, you go and subscribe to us on any of those services. If you missed the video broadcast, the live version, if you don't want to, pull it up, if you're like, I want to have it in my car or while I'm cleaning or whatever, go to subscribe to us on any of those services. Who Are They? Real Entertainment, and you'll get the audio upload. You might miss a little bit of the visual information in between, but you don't have to look at my stupid face while you listen.
Hey, it's a beautiful face right there.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. But yeah, we're all the way updated, and not only does it have it has all the live broadcasts since we started doing it on this channel, but because we're now live on the audio feeds again, all the classic Who Are They stuff is available on there. All of it. All the old reviews, the original episodes, everything. So if you were so inclined, you can go back and listen to everything we've ever done on this channel. So iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, subscribe to one or all three. I don't know, but you can listen to us. You don't just have to watch us these days.
Yes, it's very nice to do that. And the last announcement we have up top is, we now have merch.
Merch, baby.
If you want your really scared merch, your Who Are They? Real Talk, or not Real Talk, but Real Entertainment merch, or just your overall, you want to support one of our trivia personas, you can go do that there. There's merch, logos, and everything, and we're going to keep recruiting and everything behind the scenes, and you'll probably see some more persona logo merch and everything pop up on that site. But you can go get that at teespring.com//.
It should be in the bio, I would imagine, of this video.
Yeah, we got to get a cleaner URL on that one. Get a bit or something there.
It's teespring.com/store/what-real-entertainment. And
we'll clean that up.
Yes.
Yeah. Buy a domain.
We'll try. But what we will end up doing is, for this week only, we are going to have a 25% off code on that store. So if you're interested in buying any real entertainment merch, you can go ahead and do that. So yeah, it's pretty much all the announcements up top. But
get it while it's hot.
Your microphone is getting very loud every 5 seconds, so I'm just warning you ahead of time.
It got a little loud. I'm gonna be curious because I just got a new microphone, so I'm curious if mine will start doing that too. So let me know if I get loud as hell.
Yeah, I mean, just like an in-house thing, but no, the merch is really cool. If you like what we do, if you like what we're doing and what we're going to do in the future, please just, support us.
Yeah.
We would love to be walking down the street one day and see a Rager shirt or something like that. Just something popping
That would
up.
be cool. I
every
hear that
once
guy's
in a
pretty
while.
well.
Or an undercat or an underdog shirt
or undercat. I mean, we gotta
Undercat. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
gotta find an undercat.
Underdog, Mr. Happy Sunday, the personality. There's a whole bunch of them. So go check them out.
Yeah. Stick with us, man. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, but we have not had an episode in 2 weeks, so of course there is a buttload of news to go over, and I mean a buttload. So we'll go off with one of the first things that we can think of, and that is the fact that we may be getting a new TMNT movie thanks to Seth Rogen.
This is the first news I've heard of this.
Yeah, I didn't know this as well. Breaking for me.
No, Seth Rogen is in talks to produce a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, and when I heard this, I honestly did not get mad. Seth Rogen. Yeah, he's been a fantastic producer the last 5+ years, whether it be Preacher, his comedies. He has an eye for good material, and that's what's important. So I'm definitely interested in seeing if that happens, and if it does happen, what he brings to it, because he's shown with Preacher he likes to stay very hooked to the original material. So I think personally for me, that's what I'd be looking forward to in a TMNT movie, because the last two we got were horrible. They were bad. They were just bad. And they had Michael Boom Boom Bays producing fingerprints all over it. So I could live without them. To me, the only one that I find watchable is the original one. The second one's okay, and then the third one just. Yeah. And then you had that animated one from what was it, 2007?
Oh yeah, that one. That was just called TMNT, right?
Yep. So
why skate a half pipe when you could skate a sewer pipe, dude? That's all I remember of it.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, no, I mean that's cool. Seth Rogen knows he's a comic guy, right? So he that is curious that he'd be like. I wonder if he would throw it all the way back to like the classic like Eastman stuff, you know?
Yeah, and if he does, that's what I'm excited for, because Eastman and Laird stuff was dark.
Maybe he'll just make it black and white, you know? Red bandana, Sin City style.
Oh, that would be so
I
awesome.
could help them edit, and if you... Yeah, I don't
right. Nick could give Seth Rogen a tutorial.
There you go.
No, that'd be cool. I mean, so you think they would just reset and not attach it to the bass stuff? I almost said the boom stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if it's Seth Rogen, that's, in my eyes, that's probably what they're going to do, is detach themselves from that boom boom bass stuff and just let it roll. So hey,
I'd kind of hope that they just go like Spider-Verse, full animation on it.
Maybe they will. I still prefer the live action stuff. I want them to go, especially since in the last few years we've seen this like rebound in practical effects.
I'd
true. Love to see what the Turtles would be like with today's practical effects.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I just feel as though they've tried it. I don't know how well something like that looks in live action. That's the issue. I think that there are certain properties that you do that are animated that like Transformers easily can be brought into a universe like this because it's realism. I'm just wondering, there's no way that it's not fully CGI'd, in my opinion, with the Turtles. That's just my thought on it. And does something that we are attuned to a classic look even translate well to a live action screen?
It still holds up currently, and let's be honest, like with how far practical effects have come now. Look at Star Wars films, and I'm just saying this for the practical effects that they use. There are some of those characters that they have eyes that can bend this way, and I
agree. Get some goddamn puppets in this turtle movie.
Well, if it's I mean, I'd love to see what like route they end up going with it. I just wonder if something like that works live action, because clearly it didn't with the latest iteration, is all I'm saying, because they tried to like roid them up for some reason. And
it was the noses, dude. They had weird turtle noses.
Well, and let's not lie, practical effects are probably going to be cheaper than CGI.
It definitely can't, and they're never going to go back to just dudes in suits, right? They're never going to go back and and do that stuff.
You can only hope.
They'll never just do that. I mean, at least they'll figure out some hybrid. But I feel like that's the disparity that freaked a lot of people out about the Bay stuff, was how gross and weird and ugly they looked in a real world setting with the full CG. Now you could just, that could just come down to character design, because I remember people were like doing photoshops and stuff, and like, look, you can make the turtles not look like just complete
terrifying
sewer freak nightmares, right? Like weird Shrek that with shells, you know. You could totally do it. So you could pull it off, but I would love if Tommy Bling. People don't even know about. I don't even know about Tommy Bling yet.
Yeah.
That's for the trivia heads. Though, stay tuned. You'll meet a man named Tommy Bling one day.
Yes.
He's not going to take any nonsense. But no. I think it'd be cool if they went full animated. But if they did live action hybrid, I don't know. Yeah, I hope it would be something. I don't even know. I just found out about it, so I really don't know what I want from it. But maybe some Krang, or was Krang in the newest one?
Yeah, he was in the second one.
And debatably, I thought they did all right with him.
Yeah, they did all right.
I saw that one.
It was
It's still on Hulu, isn't it?
I have it on DVD, so I don't even have to look. Admittedly,
Turtles is still Paramount too, right?
Yep.
So you know they got to be thinking cinematic universe, gonna tie that into Bumblebee or something, right?
Probably.
I think so.
I will make mention that one of our favorite actors, Ray Romano, his brother Robert in Everybody Loves Raymond, played Krang.
Yes.
So
What?
Yeah,
it was the voice of Krang.
Like with that voice?
No, it
Oh,
wasn't actually. Really, it wasn't a terrible representation of Krang. Just the rest of it, not as good. But
I wanted to check it out because like they were doing stuff that just never been done, like Bebop and Rocksteady and all that. I thought that was neat, but I guess I did think it was that neat because I didn't watch it.
Technically, they did Bebop and Rocksteady before. They just changed them up in the second original film.
And if we know anything, that changing them and making them new characters is exactly what people want in their films.
Yeah, I don't know what the angle would be because I feel like you don't just do another Shredder thing, right? I mean, I would even hope they maybe don't do an origin story thing. You just start like Res with some turtles.
Well, realistically, even that first original movie we got wasn't even an origin story. They went right into
laboratory flashbacks and something like that.
An exposition with quick flashbacks, but the movie itself was still they're already the turtles, and even this newer one it just went to the flashbacks.
I mean, can Sheamus from the WWE still play either Bebop or Rocksteady?
That's right, Sheamus. I mean, there's origin stories not really that great, right? It's like some turtles fell in some ooze, and a rat did as well, and they know karate.
Their origin story is actually there to make fun of Daredevil. That's it.
Right? Yeah, everything is a Daredevil rip, like a Frank Miller rip, right? So
yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, if Seth Rogen's doing it, like that's a cool. That's a name that makes me go, all right, let's see what you got. If Rogen's got a take, I'll watch that, of course.
Will his friends be playing the Turtles? Will we get Jonah Hill as Donatello?
That's a question. Seth Rogen one.
See, I wouldn't be mad if they're doing voices for him.
James Franco is.
That's not that. That name is not going to be doing
Michael
anything
Cera,
for a while.
Donatello.
Michael Cera is Donatello. Yes, Michael Cera is definitely Donatello.
Baruchel.
No, Jay Baruchel is Donatello. Why is everybody Donatello? Make Michael Cera Raphael. No, he's not. I'm sorry, he's just not. Like, I could see Seth. I could see.
Seth Rogen would be a good.
No, Jonah Hill would be a good Michelangelo. I think.
No, I was just saying Seth Rogen would be a good Raphael because out of all of them, he's the one who can do the dark brooding voice. That would be you'd want with that kind of character.
Yeah, I never heard Seth Rogen go dark brooding.
There's been a couple times where.
Have you seen him as Pumbaa in Lion King?
Oh yeah,
that's pretty dark and gritty. That's a gritty hog.
Whole hog.
Gritty hog.
All right. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. We talked a lot about the Turtles. Let's continue with this little '90s thing we got going on right here, and move on to a reboot kind of sequel that we all love, that's happening, that we loved the 2017 version of Power Rangers.
Ooh, they got Zach up front. Good for them.
Yeah. So news came out about the Power Rangers reboot just yesterday, actually. It was 2 days ago. And basically what was said was, hey, this is going to happen in the TV show continuity. We're going to get a new team, this, that, and the other. And I was like, wait, what?
See, now it's so like all shows are canon.
Yeah, that's what it seems like they're going with.
I don't have time to keep up with that.
Well, that was that's how it is in the show, though. I mean, that's why they can bring back everybody every 5 seconds.
And there's talks that you're going to see cameos of Rangers past and present and all that. So,
oh man, I mean, look, new Power Rangers movie inevitable. Am I going to watch it? Yes. I think it's a shame if it's going to be detached from when we. I know it wasn't popular. I know it's popular here for us.
Yes,
but I don't know. I think there was a lot of potential in that movie. It'd be a shame to leave it in the dust. Or I guess
I agree completely.
You think this is maybe I'll just build up to doing what was it? What was the big story? Shattered Grid, right?
Maybe. Yeah, well, I'm sure they're looking to there, but this is what it is. This is their way of making Jason David Frank's daughter a Power Ranger, which was a goal for him eventually.
I think she was already announced as part of the new team, I thought.
Yeah, I don't think you would probably need a feature theatrical film to pull. I'm sure he's got enough goodwill at the Power Rangers HQ to get her in a show.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's definitely an excuse to get him coming back. I mean, maybe make him a movie star. That'd be sweet, right?
I mean, he talked about when we were at that panel for Wizard World a couple of years ago that he would love to do the actual Lord Draken story on film.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that's it. Maybe new team of like young people, new Power Rangers. It's not just like, oh, this is Tommy and this is Jason, this is Kimberly, but maybe they got to fight an evil Power Ranger. It's Jason David Frank. Maybe that's what they do. And then you can bring another team.
Which he is the evil Power Ranger technically, and like, when he was first like introduced. So, I mean, you run the potential of that. I don't hate the idea of that.
I'm like, yes, you keep it tied to Mighty Morphin, then you have the nostalgia factor, right? Like everybody was so happy when Tommy and Kimberly popped up those cameos in the movie, or their actors,
which were boring,
Frank
by the way.
Amy Jo Johnson, but I definitely don't have the time or the energy to keep up with the extended Power Rangers continuity. I know that some people surely are. I'm sure the Power Rangers subreddit has got everything mapped out.
They have a Power Rangers con every year, so I mean,
yeah, obviously, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that Power Rangers, since I was a little kid to right now, is still happening. New seasons, same continuity, and that they're always bringing those classic characters and actors back. I think you could. I don't know about a theatrical. You could never reasonably expect people to keep up with that for a movie, though. You'd have to find an angle like the hard fans would like get the Easter eggs, but you got to definitely come up with the concept that like I get or somebody who'd never watched Power Rangers before gets, because
exactly it's one of those things. I mean, personally, I like the idea of them continuing or just doing a complete another reboot, because it says that what's being said is that Lord Zed is going to be the main villain.
Zed.
Yes, Lord Zed. And Zord, it sounds like we're getting a new team of the actual Mighty Morphin. So first gen Power Rangers, sounds like we're getting a new team of them from what the overview was.
So your classic colors, and they're like hanging out with Zordon.
Zordon, yeah. And it's Zordon brings them. It's like Zordon brings them to where they need to be. Or I remember doing a quick read through of the story and just being like, "What?" Now, I'm super excited.
It sounds like it's going.
Who put out the last Power Ranger movie besides Saban?
Lionsgate was the last one.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was hoping you'd say Paramount, because then you could do that awesome crossover that happened way back in the day when the Ninja Turtles shook hands with the Power Rangers and it looked really great.
With the female Power Ranger or with the female Ninja Turtle in there?
That's right, there was as well, yes.
It was in that TV show.
Aqua whatever, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't. No, because it was based on some sort of classic historical figure as well, some artist. right? But I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a female artist. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I would love to see them shaking hands on the big screen as well.
I mean, now Paramount has that deal with Hasbro.
Or no, it was Venus de Milo.
That's what it is, Venus de Milo. But she had the aqua mask. That's what I thought that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Boy.
Paramount has that deal with Hasbro.
Don't look up female Ninja Turtles on Google.
Get a little sexy over there?
If that's what you want to describe it as.
Woo.
But no,
half shell. What about no shell, baby? Let me see.
I've missed this.
No, we're not doing that again, Taylor, ever again. you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'll never forget, my friend.
I'll
watch Power Rangers again. I'll watch Turtles again. Hell yeah. I'll
watch
what
that
year
Power
is
Rangers.
this?
I watch that Power Rangers any chance I get. Honestly, that is a great film. My dad's like, my dad was like, it was a decent film until that stupid theme song came on. I was like,
it is totally unnecessary and only meant to make you and I happy, but it just happens.
But it was like the classic theme song. It was just like a little bit of an updated version.
The finger tapping, dude. That song rules.
I
think we gotta see more like martial arts in a new Power Rangers movie because they didn't have that really in the new one. It's kind of clunky action. You got to get more Zord action because they just crammed that in like the last 15 minutes of the movie, and just some wacky monsters and stuff. That was what was missing from Power Rangers, the newest one. It was really great character development, really refined characters, great chemistry.
Now let's just pack everything else in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah, the designs and then the actual Power Ranger stuff. They're like, oh shit, we don't know how to balance that at all. So that. I think that movie was good enough that I totally would have watched another one. So I think it's a shame it didn't really work out for him.
Yeah. Well, keeping with the trend of 90s and things that didn't really work out.
The 90s!
Mark Bernardin, who is very known for his work with Kevin Smith.
Big fan, yeah.
He was doing a podcast with them. And he said that there is a 4-hour extended cut of Batman Forever. Guys,
would love to see it.
That's just about to go. Would you want to see this 4-hour extended cut? Because apparently this is a good film. It's dark and gritty, and people are living for it.
I don't know if it's dark and gritty, but release the Schumacher cut.
I should say not dark and gritty, but it is darker than what we got.
Right.
So I mean,
I've heard about this version before. There was, and you can see screenshots of like the sequence with a giant fucking bat coming through. That's like representative of Batman's psychological turmoil.
We get that in the actual movie.
But there's more giant bat.
Oh,
I know. There was apparently some whole arc about him really struggling like with his psychological torment and his relevancy, and it sounds like it's not present in the movie at all. It's just like fun and neon, and Nicole Kidman wants to bang a superhero, and I still love that movie, but
it's stupid and it's great.
Yeah, look, if there's a cut if they're doing Snyder cut and they're like, well, there's this other thing of Batman Forever, put it. Like, if all the footage is just sitting in their closet, you just spool it out and put it together. I'll watch it tonight.
Well, people are saying that they should do it in honor of Joel Schumacher. Because he just passed and everything. And speaking of Joel Schumacher, shameless plug, later this month, our table read of Batman Dark Knight. Make sure you're there. It was supposed to be the third film in the Joel Schumacher Batman film.
Shit.
Where's my little bit for the audio listeners? We're holding up covers of the book.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so excited to get into this, man. I don't disparage the Nolan movies at all. I love them. I'm glad we got them. I'm sure we're in the better timeline for them. But I always would love to know what would happen if Schumacher got a fourth film. At least
third film.
You're right. Third film. But there was also going to be a Robin spinoff.
Yes.
O'Donnell.
Here's a completely irrelevant script. I just wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to do a table read for sure for that.
Yeah, where we can announce that Taylor will be taking up the role of Jonathan Crane. Scarecrow and his Nick Cage voice, because Nick Cage was supposed to play Scarecrow in the first one. But no,
Gonna be the Scarecrow.
Me personally, as someone who actually unironically does like Batman Forever, I'd watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like Kilmer just got flack for being as young as he was.
Right, because like Chris O'Donnell was around the same age, right?
Close, something like that.
Like that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I think that was a mistake too, not hiring Chris O'Donnell, but hiring a Robin who was so old. Even though
Marlon
Wayans.
No, they were around the same age. So we're talking. We need to go younger.
Yeah, it's strange for a grown man to adopt a grown man.
Yeah, supposed to be a 16, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
But I mean, freaking Christian Bale was actually up for Robin. So imagine what would happen if he got that.
Everybody says Joseph Gordon-Levitt should have continued on the Nolan Batman movie. So I guess if we were to say a Robin was to continue on, then there you go.
Look, I'll watch any and every Batman movie, good or bad. I'm just happy to have some time with one of my favorite characters, and I would absolutely watch more of that movie. I'll watch more of Batman or Robin too. Like I would love to if there's more on the cutting room floor we didn't see. And absolutely, with Schumacher sadly passing away, absolutely they should release a director's definitive cut to honor him. Yes. Maybe restore his name in the canon a little bit, because people always kind of spit on those movies. Maybe show us what he was thinking originally.
Yeah, and apparently, basically, he took the, you can call the Gremlins approach with this. So where the first film he was like, let me do what I want, this, that, and the other, and they're like, well, we're gonna go this. We want you to go this direction, and
can we sell more toys?
And that's what Batman and Robin was about. They wanted to sell more toys.
Yeah.
Which that's how it is. That's what it's going to be like for the Ninja Turtles movie. That's going to be what it's like for the Power Rangers movie. It's funny how we talk about the 90s like they're this different time, and yet nothing has changed.
Yes.
No, it's only gotten more aggressive, really. It's just
right.
Here's some shit, here's some toys.
I would say it's gotten a little bit less aggressive, because realistically, the only toys that consistently sell are Funko Pops, and for collectors, those higher, like me, those higher quality 6-inch figures. So it's not like toys are flying.
You go through the toy section at like Target and stuff like that. I mean, yes, the toys for adults look really great, but the toys for kids are still the same stuff from when we were younger. And trust me, I go to the toy section a lot too.
So do I.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like there's action figures, there's all kinds of stuff.
Let me tell you, someone who's been in the trenches, kids still want the toys.
Oh yeah,
they want them. They want the Funko Pops too, and so do their man children fathers. But they want it as well.
Hey, wait a second.
I got some Funko Pops on the shelf. No judgment. No judgment. Well, there's some judgment. It's a case by case scenario, but I got some pops on the shelf as well.
I mean, look, you do. I got toys right here, so like I can't really say anything.
I have an entire shelf dedicated to Power Rangers right back there. So it's funny that we're talking about that right now. All right, everybody, show off our Funko Pop collection.
In fact, I got him right here. Keaton.
I have Keaton as well.
I don't have Kilmer, although I saw they did just make Batman Forever and Batman and Robin Pops.
Yes, they did.
Did they have Batman and Robin? I mean, Batman Forever Robin.
Weirdly, no. It's all villains right now.
Yeah, they got Arnold Freeze, DeVito Penguin.
But they do have a Batman, because they were releasing all the Batmans from the movies during the time of the 80th anniversary, and then they were like, "Hey, everybody wants Jack Nicholson's Joker. Me? Okay." But like, there's barely any merchandise out there. I was able to find one like figure at a convention or something like that, and that was it. I don't know, whatever, sorry, a little tangent there. Make more Jack Nicholson merchandise.
You might get a little bit more in like a week's time, Nick. We'll see what happens.
I've heard. You just let me know what I owe you. Go on.
But no, it's the Schumacher cut. Give it to me. I am living for it.
Absolutely. I already got HBO Max, but Get it again if that's what you need to show me a 4-hour Batman Forever.
Go buy
Batman
HBO twice.
Yeah. Literally make a cut that lasts forever. I'll watch it.
Yes. All right. Well, moving on in the world of DC, we had the comments said by Ray Fisher himself about Joss Whedon and his actions about on the Justice League film. So yeah, he said Joss Whedon was very. He wasn't a good guy, to say the least. He didn't respect the people. He spat on Zack's vision. And it's just one of those things where you're just like...
By the sounds of it, he spat on the gas.
Yeah. there was things such as the fact that he didn't... Gal Gadot didn't want to do that scene where Barry falls on her because she felt like it was somewhat sexualizing the character of Wonder Woman. And he said, well, fuck you, I'm just going to do it with the stunt double then. And then he does it, and we get that in the film.
That was a dumb bit, dude. That was some shit out of, like, 1997, you know?
Yeah.
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever didn't do that bit. He might have put sick nips on Bruce, but even he didn't do some lame ass "ooh, they fell on each other" bit. Or did he? I don't know. I can't remember. Poison Ivy did some pretty weird stuff. Yeah, dude. The story of this damn movie is never gonna, like, I feel like Netflix at this point has to put out like a 6-part docudrama, like Tiger King making a murderer thing. The backstory of Justice League. Like, we're never going to stop hearing about this damn movie.
An HBO Max version of Justice League. Oh.
Yes. Seriously. It's like, okay, go all the way back to the production of the movie, and it was like, Zack had to drop out because he had that tragedy in his family. Couldn't finish the movie. And then it comes out, well, he kind of already did finish the movie, and the studio used it as an excuse to get a different director in there. Okay, so now it's like half a movie, but then I guess Joss Whedon was also shitty to the cast and crew, and then we're also getting, like, it's just, why was this movie, like, it's so funny that it's this movie, because it like it wasn't good, it didn't make any money, and Matt Thomas is frozen in suspension.
Yes, I've heard that he might have to, he's having you take the lead right now.
All right, I guess I'll dump him out. Boom, that's what happens when you give me the controls. I can get him out. We just never stop hearing about this, Dan.
No, the Justice League drama is never going to end. And you wanna surprise Matt? I know I'm breaking the episode right now. But
what?
Lou was live commenting from my room, and I have him set up on my Mac, like right next to me. So if you could let him into the StreamYard, that would be great.
I would. Why wouldn't we bring him in? Boom. Welcome to the show, Lou.
Say hi. No. I have my mic just turned towards you.
Smart.
So
I guess Matt's always watching. Matt always watches The Watchmen.
Okay, so yes, Justice League has had plenty of problems. We're never gonna we're never gonna hear the end of Justice League.
Apparently not.
And I wish that they just didn't just totally give up on Zack Snyder's vision. That's my big thing. Is like, you got a guy who's so committed, so it's his child, more or less.
Yeah.
And like, you're basically just kind of shitting on his name by bringing in Joss Whedon, who clearly has a different idea as to how to do this series because he made Avengers. You can't. My big thing is like, if you did one successful thing like that, you can't just go into the you can't just go into the next thing and go, oh, well, I did this, so you have to bow down to me, more or less, which is kind of the attitude that I heard that he was going with. It's just disappointing. I want to like him. You know what I mean?
Well, it is strange. Well, why is that coming from Lou?
It's coming from his mic.
Sorry.
It's coming from you? All
Yeah.
right. Echo now? Okay, it's gone. Okay, cool. No, it's weird because I know Whedon's had kind of a weird reputation before. I feel like people got mad at him because he had like an affair on his wife or something like that. Like, that's what people got mad. Which like, no judgment from me. Like, that's personal business. As long as he's not like victimizing people like that's that's not my business. If he makes movies and he doesn't abuse that system or the art form in the process, like, I don't need to know about his marriage. I'm not going to judge him about that.
Right. Exactly.
But I've never heard of him being unprofessional or borderline abusive on a set. And I know like what Alan Tudyk or somebody came out and said like, I wasn't there, but this doesn't sound consistent with his behavior. And then people were like, yeah, you weren't there. So, we don't need to hear your thoughts on the situation.
That kind of feels unnecessary. I mean, I know that. So like I follow Ray Fisher on Instagram, and he was posting about how some Buffy people were coming out.
Yeah.
They were behind the scenes people. But I'm like, to me, it's starting to get a little bit unprofessional both ways. Like clearly if there's a problem, I don't know. It's odd that he's bringing all this to light. You know what I mean?
That's my thing. It's like, what would he have to gain if there wasn't something really worth talking about right now?
Exactly.
So there must be. We don't have the real details of what exactly he's getting at. Besides, like, there was some dumb reshoots. The quality of the film's not as good. We still don't know what exactly transpired on the set that would warrant this kind of reaction. So it must have been something really intense and really meaningful to Ray Fisher.
Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't be like going onto these sets and just going, "Oh, I'm God. I made Avengers, so bow down to me."
He made an Avengers that wasn't so good too.
Oh, in your mind. I just feel as though there's like, we've had this debate already. Tune into an episode that we've actually talked about this on. I feel like there has been bringing in a director like that to finish a project when the people who were on that project already were so damn close. Like if there was something that I could tell from Justice League is like the main actors and Zack Snyder were like a family throughout this entire process. And for, it's already hard enough to just bring in another director in order to do the project when people are so close to each other. And it just doesn't make any sense. I wish that there was more kind of evidence of what was going on when it came down to it.
I'm sure we'll get it.
Yeah, if it comes out, Joss Whedon was the last person that I thought would be canceled, but there's 100 million people out there that I would have probably never thought the same way that are being canceled.
Sure.
So, it's just, I see this as a, hey, you're not the guy we wanted type thing, personally. But I want to know more in a way.
I'm sure we'll get more. I think it might be a matter of like waiting to see who comes out and kind of, backs up his statement. I'm sure that'll happen. I mean, Zack Snyder never said anything like he's always been like, I have my cut and you haven't seen it, but I've never seen him say anything really disparaging about Joss Whedon per se. I don't know. It's like I said, I feel like we'll never hear the end of Justice League. Like until the Snyder cut comes out, and I'll obviously watch that, though I am skeptical that it'll actually still be a good movie. I think it'll be better than the Justice League we saw. I don't know if it'll still be a good movie because I didn't love these other movies. But I feel until that comes out, I think we're going to be hearing this movie. The backstory of this movie just needs to be a book at this point. Give me the tell-all book.
Yeah.
Matt's coming back. Lou, what do you think of Justice League? Let me know.
I haven't watched it yet, but I really want to see the Zack Snyder cut. I really am just waiting out on that because I heard that it was bad. And honestly, I love DC way more than Marvel. I mean, I'm just digging at that. But honestly, I just really want good DC movies because honestly, DC is way more interesting. So
I definitely, I'm more of a DC Comics fan as far as the comic books go. Those are my characters. So I would love for those movies to reflect how good the comics have been the last couple of years. I think they might be getting to that point. That was the other thing that Ray Fisher pointed out. Jeff Johns, of all people, he said Jeff Johns enabled like Whedon's shitty behavior. So like now, what does that mean? I thought
he's not in charge anymore, right?
He's not. I think they were gearing up to make him kind of their Kevin Feige analog, and stuff didn't get better still. I mean, we're talking about this movie, that was kind of the movie that happened under his supervision, and that didn't work out, which I thought I thought it would have been well, because you have this guy who's been the DC Comics guy for so long and has written some great stories and gets the characters, and maybe would enable that to come through in the movies. But it still didn't work out, and apparently, I don't know, maybe he liked Whedon's vision better and didn't like Snyder's vision. I don't know. I'm sure this will be far from the last time we got to jump into Justice League on this show or any show on this channel.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing is, like, it's such a polarizing topic.
Yeah, it's so silly, right?
Well, there's so many layers to it. It's that and talking about New Mutants and when it's ever going to get released are like the two most interesting things to think about, because it's like, clearly, New Mutants started off as, no, it sucks, no, blah, 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 to, hey, it's going to get this release, and then COVID happens, and then now we're still waiting as to when we're going to figure out when it's released. I mean,
cursed.
And Justice League is almost cursed in the same vein.
Right, it came out, but we'll never...
It didn't come out in its truest form. And I know that we kind of had that debate a while ago as to whether it's okay for this to be happening. And to me, like, that talk about, like, director's vision was, to me, even though I was kind of like, well, I'm not opposed to seeing the finished cuts of these movies. The only other real thing that, some of them were being thrown out there every once in a while, but like the only thing that really got kind of far was the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's definitely campaigning for that.
But that's the thing, though, is like this whole direct. It is now gone from being a debate as to whether it's okay to be pleading for director's cuts to Justice League is coming out. Now let's throw another wrinkle into it by talking about how. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Yeah, he is.
Let's throw another wrinkle into it by talking about how Joss Whedon was a problem on set. And you know what's funny is, in hindsight, it's not even going to be really as big of an issue anymore because we're getting Zack Snyder's cut.
Right.
And I don't know. It's just, this whole thing is wild, man. I'll tell you.
I hope eventually DC movies get to a point where the behind-the-scenes drama is non-existent and not fascinating, and it's just like the Marvel movies, where it's like the movies come out, we enjoy the movies, we talk about the movies, and then another one comes out. I hope DC can get to a point where it's not so tumultuous and dramatic and inconsistent and confusing, where you're just like, can't wait for that Batman movie. Green Lantern looks pretty cool. I loved Aquaman, like that, and that's the conversation we have. I can't wait for the movies to be more interesting than the behind-the-scenes studio garbage. And we're still not there yet.
Speaking about being more interesting than the behind-the-scenes video or movie studio garbage.
There he is. He's got the wheel again.
Yeah, I got the somewhat. I'm still doing a scan on disk drive D because something was popping up saying it wasn't there because of stuff I'm working on for the trivia stuff. But speaking of DC, last bit of DC news technically is the fact that Matt Reeves, the Batman, is getting a spin-off prequel television show about the Gotham Police Department and how it became so corrupt. I saw that, and when you get Terrence Winter, the guy who wrote Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire, all you can say is, "Oh my God!" And and it's been officially confirmed that Batman will be taking place in its own little timeline, just outside of the DCEU. So when you hear stuff like that, you're like, "No, I'll take it." You give me the guy who did Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire, and it's about Gotham PD going corrupt. Yes, please.
I thought you said Terrence Blanchard for a second. I was very confused. I was like, what? He didn't write Sopranos. But no, this was originally what I was going to bring him in for because DC is more of a strong suit. And for me, it is too. Like, what's interesting about this series is Gotham was supposed to be what this series is, correct?
I know.
No, it is not. Gotham, they made it known from the get-go that this is going to be a different way of telling your favorite characters' origin stories. It was supposed to be a show about how Jim Gordon got to who he was and how Batman got to who he was.
Lou is ready. Let him speak.
But the first season was pretty much advertising it as, this is Jim Gordon. This is just Jim Gordon going through everyday life, and that's what I really, really want from this series.
Yeah.
See, there's no confirmation we're getting Jim Gordon in this, though. This is...
I know, but I just want B-list supervillains, and the Gotham PD is trying to solve these crimes, and then you can show the Gotham PD getting more and more corrupt.
I want Renee Montoya and Harvey Bullock in this series.
Apparently, they're confirmed.
I want
what's
his nuts from year one, Flass, the super corrupt dude. Just throw some Flass in there. But this this feels so DC cart before the horse. Like, this movie didn't even come out, and they're like, we got a prequels thing, spin-off series show that we're gonna make as well. That's in continuity with this non-continuity, doesn't take place in our cinematic universe. Batman, like, oh my god, dude, you need to, like, this is like Always Sunny, like the Charlie like graph meme. Like, you have to evolve it out to figure out what the hell DC's go. But look, if it's based off Gotham PD, it's an amazing comic, Brew Baker comic, great like crime series. Again, yeah, you get to put a little shine on like Firefly or somebody who wouldn't get their own movie. And, Batman's hardly in it, and this is going to have that kind of year one rub where it's like early Batman. Like, and again, you said Terrence Winter, dude writes great crime drama. So like, that's what I hope. To what you guys are saying, I hope it's not Gotham where they go a couple episodes and they're like, well, we kind of want the Batman stuff, but Batman's not in it. Like, I hope they can commit to the idea. It being on HBO is encouraging instead of like cable television.
Well, it's funny because Firefly was rumored for the Batman.
Well, that makes sense because it seems like their whole thing is like everybody gets a piece, like he interrogates everybody or something like that. And I am super, again, I'm more than anything, I'm excited for the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman movie. That's the DC thing I am looking forward to more than anything. I think it looks great. I don't know what they're doing as far as continuity and universes and all that, but if they make a great Batman movie, like I said earlier, I'll watch any Batman movie. So I'm excited for it. And if this series exists, I'll believe it when I see it.
There you go. That's Taylor's DC. I'll believe it when I see it. Drop of the episode.
But there's potential for that to be cool. Love the comic that it might potentially be based on. Although we did have this in our group chat a little bit. It's like, it's kind of a dicey time to make anything resembling a police procedural. People are like, I don't even want Brooklyn Nine-Nine to exist. It should be about mailmen now or something like that. They're like, I'm tired of cop shows, cops being framed as, altruistic heroes on TV all the time. But maybe they wouldn't, because like it sucks being in Gotham and it sucks being a cop in Gotham, and most of them are shitty at it. So maybe this would be the perfect police procedural,
right?
Our current cultural and societal moment. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's fucking Batman. I'll watch anything Batman's in. Although I didn't watch Gotham, so I guess that's not true.
Didn't have Batman, so
yeah.
Eventually, maybe, I don't know.
It had Batman. It's just not how people wanted it.
It had baby Batman.
Yes, it had baby Batman. I loved the first couple seasons. Then it kind of got off the rails. So there's that with Gotham.
Yeah, and I didn't watch
their Joker arcs got weird. And
I was gonna say Nick could probably comment on this more, but their weird do or don't or is he or isn't he thing they did with Joker the whole show. I didn't even watch it, and that was stressing me out. I was like,
no, as someone who did watch it religiously, it wasn't an is he or isn't he. What they were doing is they were trying to pay homage to every form of Joker that there's been. So you got the cut-off face Joker, you got the classic Joker, you got all these different type of Jokers that they were trying to pay homage to using two characters. So it was interesting.
Yeah, like we was saying, I hope this is better than Gotham. I hope it does better on its promise than whatever weird Elseworlds thing Gotham turned into along the way.
Yeah,
also, I'm pretty sure the Joker from Gotham turned into like Benjamin Franklin by the end of it, which is a Joker. There's like a Joker that looks like Benjamin Franklin for some reason.
I never read that comic. I don't know that one.
It's just a look. He just looks super old and crotchety and like.
It's a more realistic version of what the acid did to his skin.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, whatever. And yeah, if they're like. If they're thinking of like a C-string villain, because like if Killer Moth, like we got a Killer Moth story, like cool, they might have
Calendar Man. Oh,
Calendar Man, yeah. I've been holding out because they're like this movie's like Long Halloween. I'm like, then who's playing Calendar Man? And now it's like,
I'm playing Calendar Man.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of part of the reason why I love Harley Quinn so much. The D strings, F string villains get a lot of love.
They do, yeah. They show off like
Clayface.
Condiment King.
Kite Man, hell yeah.
Kite Man.
Calendar King is in there.
You got who's the big brain guy that she's trying
Egghead?
No. You know who I'm talking about, Matt.
You don't have Vincent Price.
Dr. Psycho is made up for the show, though. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, dude, Dr. Psycho's Wonder Woman thing, isn't he?
He is? Because some people said they made him up for the show.
Dr. Psycho's the low fella, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's in the comics.
She's on Wonder Woman? Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, what if this new show, they just put, like, Batman in it?
Which I know next month we'll be able to talk more about this when we get to cover DC Fandom, which is going to be online, and hopefully they announce Harley Quinn Season 2 and the death of the DC Universe streaming app.
We're getting dome, baby. I can't wait to find out what happens.
Yes. But wow, we still have a ton of news to go through, and
We sure do.
In the last little bit of technically it's DC news because it's one of their offshoot brands. We got what's going on with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Canceled? I just thought they had the last season.
No, they said part 4 will be the last part of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It has been canceled, and fans everywhere are outraged.
Oh, man.
Well, they did that with a lot of their shows, didn't they? Because I know that Katie Keene was also canceled after.
Well, Katie Keene was a CW show, so that's a different situation.
I thought it was in the same universe. I don't know.
The lead up was supposed to be that apparently the showrunner said part 5 was when it was going to be where you got a Riverdale, Katie Keene, and Sabrina crossover, but we never got there.
Yeah,
that's too bad. And you know what? I'm part of the problem because I watched Sabrina season 1 and I loved it, and I haven't come back to it yet.
Well,
so I'm part of the problem, but that's good, man.
You're not part of the problem though, because that's what happened to a lot of people. Because I know in the case of me and Jen, that second season didn't hook us. The second part, Netflix does parts, not seasons.
Right.
And that second part, we gave it a couple first couple episodes, and we're like, it's not as good.
No.
And I've heard that from other people. Like, yeah, I stopped watching it because it didn't keep my attention.
That's too bad because I did like that first season. I think Kieran Shipka nails it. Dude, it's like such a likable performance and character. And I like that comic that it's based off a lot. I remember reading that and being like, oh, man, they need to do a movie or a show. They finally did it, and they nailed it. And then, I don't know, my stupid ass just didn't watch the second season, and now it's canceled.
It's your fault.
It is my fault. It's personally and literally specifically my fault, and I'm so sorry because I really liked the first season. And I like the idea of spooky Sabrina. It's good. I didn't know it was canceled. I just thought they were doing a last season. That's a shame.
Yeah, they announced part 4 is because part 4 is supposed to come out in the next couple months. Part 4 is the end. That's it. So
well, shoot. Maybe I'll catch up and watch all of it. Probably not. I gotta get my homework done first.
I mean, but do you think that they're gonna wrap it up well if they've already filmed it, or is it just whatever is it Swamp Thing where it's whatever you get is what you get, and I hope that you enjoy.
Well, there's talk that Swamp Thing is going to get revived on the CW in the next year or so. So don't say boo to the Swamp Thing. And who knows? Maybe that's what happens here. Maybe the CW is like, all right, we're going to tone down on your budget and how dark you are for a minute and let you finish this out like you wanted to and get that Riverdale crossover on it and everything. Katie Keene, I'm not surprised it was canceled because that's one of
I don't even know what that is.
It was a Riverdale spinoff.
Lucy Hale is in it.
Yep. Okay. And
Fantasy Island Girl.
And Truth or Dare Girl.
And what's her name? Who played Josie? Josie left for New York and was in Katie Keene. So
I wonder if they're going to bring her back to regular old Riverdale now.
Who knows? Possibly.
I probably will never watch an episode of Riverdale like ever again. Sorry, lost me.
I mean, it's Chris and I still watch it begrudgingly. This last season was better than the previous two.
Well, then maybe I'll have to just give it a try for that reason alone, because like I thought that the season before that was not good.
It was trash.
Yeah,
it was trash.
I'm like the writing is already terrible in that show.
and to somehow get worse than terrible is ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like, the writing from the beginning was terrible. No.
But that's what a lot of CW shows are. I mean, like Flash, not the best written show. It's still entertaining as all hell and can keep your attention because of the overall story.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow is probably one of the few well-written ones, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to spread out our writing team throughout all these other shows, so now it's quality goes down.
Not consistent.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. That's what happens when you try to do a shared universe via television. It's So, hey, what can you do? Yeah, I think that's all any of us have to say on this matter.
Got any Sabrina thoughts, Lou?
No.
Fair enough.
The first season was the best season, I guess.
Fair enough.
All right. Now we're going to start talking about a little indie flick that's happening, and then we're going to switch gears into a little bit of horror stuff since we didn't get really scared this week. And that is Sam Levinson and Zendaya and John David Washington have made a film during quarantine. Yes, they said, screw you, Hollywood, and your rules. We're going to come up with ways to do things, and we made a movie. Like, it's supposed to be Marriage Story-esque. Taylor walked away from the streams real quick, so let me do this.
That was the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, that was the perfect time to do it.
As we bring it up during the show.
But no, I saw that and I got really excited. It's considering I love Marriage Story and I love what Sam Levinson did with Euphoria, and I honestly love John David Washington as a talent. So you give me what just those three things combined, I'm like, all right, I'm there.
And that is a very good thing about that. But what is the real, to me at least, I don't know. To me, the real story behind it is how they did it, because it is interesting as all hell.
Yeah.
So, like, nobody knows about this movie whatsoever, that it's even happening. Clearly, you have two stars in it that, like, if you knew they were in it, and I think that, they're the only couple of talents in it the entire time. I think it takes place
during quarantine. Inside of the couple's house during quarantine.
Right. And what's interesting about it is, like, the cast and crew got to this very secluded location that they were doing the film, if I'm getting my facts straight on this. And then they quarantined for 2 weeks themselves inside of houses, I would imagine.
Yep.
Then they all went to the set. Everybody's wearing masks. Proved that clearly it can be done to the people who are doubting it. And that's a Hollywood set that's doing it. It's not just something small. To me, it's absolutely positively huge that something like this can get done during quarantine. Even if it was, to me, a little bit, it went under the radar, which I thought was a little bit interesting that it could even get that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the fact of the matter is, the fact that we got a movie shot during this quarantine time, let it be maybe not in the safest of circumstances if it was as early as it was. I just think that it's interesting that it can get done, because over here in Cleveland, we're seeing a lot of films go back to filming. And in my opinion, this can be an example as to how it can be done correctly without anybody getting sick. And if they do get sick, then, hey, sorry, you're out. But,
yeah, it's Connor had kind of brought up this point on Really Scared a couple of weeks ago, that in this time of trying to get movies made again, when it's not so safe to have social gatherings and a lot of people on set, we might have the unique opportunity to see lower budget productions get precedent and maybe get wider releases and get a little more traction. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also happy because, speaking of Really Scared, this means that Michael Bay's Songbird is not the first movie made during quarantine. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Bay. Got there first. George Thomas is sounding off in the chat about Power Rangers. He didn't. I guess he doesn't want another one.
No,
it wasn't tranquil. It was celebrated.
We love this last one, so I don't know what you're talking about.
We stand Power Rangers 2017 on this show. And I'll stand John David Washington and Zendaya, by the way.
Yes, without a doubt.
Set out for a second, but that's a great cast. I'm looking forward to whatever that is.
No, it'll be interesting, especially when you hear that it's a marriage story type film.
For sure.
I'm just like I said, I'm happy to see that something can get done safely during this time frame and get made. Because I know that like it's a lot of fears that people have going into this as to, and even annoyances that they, you know, with how things can go on, fears, and you know, there's obviously political debates that we won't get into on this show because I don't want to hear it. But like, it's good to see something get made during what is considered to be an extremely scary time.
Yeah. Proof and point. Jurassic World 3. It's like one of the first big studio productions getting back
into the filming.
And guess what? They've already got a couple people that tested positive for COVID. So it seems kind of infeasible that those types of movies are going to get made right now. It's just not safe. We're just not ready yet. But something like this with a smaller crew, smaller cast, find a unique way to shoot it, that might be the way to go. Screen at the drive-in. I'm pulling up in the sign and watching it, dude. Let's keep it going. I would love if this is a time for indie film and smaller budget films to shine.
How you doing, bud?
Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching on Twitch.
Yeah.
I love to see people on Twitch find us.
Yes. You got to start getting those Twitch viewers up. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got that going on. I'm with you. It's just I'm happy to see some progress. I'm happy that they did it in a safe way and it's not just being rushed.
Yeah.
And I'm just it makes me glad, and I'm just really looking forward to it all.
Brazil, man, hell yeah! I don't know how you found our stream, but thanks for tuning in, man.
Yes.
If you like movies, that's what we're talking about on this show. Talking movie news.
All right. Well, let's get into the last little bits of news that not gonna make Lou happy. Jude Law is Captain Hook in the Peter Pan reboot or live action remake for Disney. Honestly, Jude Law's in everything nowadays, it seems like. So, like, what can you do?
I like Jude Law.
Not a very hostile opinion.
No, it's just because it's Disney. I expected a hostile opinion from Lou.
It is Disney.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of a reboot season and all that, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know.
Especially
Who's directing that movie? Is it the guy who cast Jude Law and everything? I keep forgetting his name.
Is one dude just out here giving Jude Law work all the time?
I think he's talking about what's his name from who directed King Arthur. Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
Oh.
That's his name.
Yeah, no, it is not Guy Ritchie.
No. Look, yeah, I feel this like I'm never interested in this Disney reboot stuff. Like, I literally not once has one of these projects made me go, "Ooh, I can't wait to see that." And Peter Pan, it's just like, dude, haven't we been there?
So,
you know, like live action Peter Pan, we've seen that. Like, I don't.
Yeah. So the director is David Lowery, the director of Pete's Dragon and The Old Man and the Gun.
Yeah.
And A Ghost Story.
No.
It wasn't.
He got to direct Robert Redford in his last movie.
He made some good movies. Got kind of some stank on his name with all the Cinestate drama, but we don't need to touch on that right now. Yeah, it's the same chance of having all these. Every time they announce one of these live action things, I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess you were gonna do it, you know, like, and it'll be okay at best, and it won't be as good as the shit I loved when I was 9.
See, the only two that have lived up to it for me. Granted, I did like Lion King, but I can admit that's just a shot-for-shot remake. Aladdin and Jungle Book. Oh wait, and Cinderella. Those were actually fairly decent. Made a name and did something different than the original film.
Well, Cinderella goes under the radar, though.
Yeah, Cinderella is completely under the radar. compared to the
Everybody forgets that is technically a Disney live. That's the first. No, Maleficent technically is, right?
Technically, Maleficent is, but Maya's Cinderella's because Maleficent was a reimagining told from her side.
Yeah, it's like its own thing, kind of.
That's wicked.
Yeah. But like I do, yeah, no. I mean, we just got we've gotten multiple Peter Pan movies that the one that Matt and I had talked about, the newer one, Wendy. I feel like that one I would definitely enjoy more since it's independently
which is technically a Disney. It was different. My review for it is up on the channel, so you can go check that out. It was one of the last films I reviewed before COVID happened.
And I feel like they have to find that different angle on this because, yes, they made the classic animated Peter Pan, but Peter Pan's one of those tricky ones where it's not an exclusively Disney thing. So there's been Hook and there's been whatever the one with Hugh Jackman from Nirvana was, and then there's the one you just talked about. And it's like we've seen live action Peter Pan again and again and again. So this one's especially tired. So they're gonna have to find. I mean, look, Jude Law rules. And he's going to be a pirate. Cool. I like pirates. I like Jude Law. Sounds good. But Peter Pan's maybe the least interesting one they could have announced of all the shit that they're remaking. I'm just like, ugh, okay, I guess we got to that one, You know,
I miss the days that Taylor, Matt, and I were all sitting next to each other, and then Matt described the live-action Lady and the Tramp as dogs with human eyes. Why can we not go back to that?
I said that was very gross.
Live action stuff that I wanted. When Matt literally described Lady and the Tramp as cats, that was what happened. And Matt described Lady and the Tramp as what happened to this Cats movie. When we recorded the first real podcast with you.
Yeah, and if you want to hear that episode,
it's back on the channel.
Go find us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, because 2 frames Malbach. Double frames Malbach. That's not going to translate well to the sound recording, but he's in 2 frames.
I'm going to punch into the portal.
Hit us up on Spotify, iTunes, or SoundCloud right now. Who Are They Real Entertainment? And you can get the audio broadcast of not just this show, but every show we've ever done. So you can listen.
That's right. You can hear Matt describe dogs as cats.
And I believe there was something else about us eating cookies and doing Hank Hill impersonations. You can go back. Find the first thing on this channel on our audio platforms, and you'll know what I'm talking about. I kind of forgot that little bit of...
If you want a live reaction of us doing the Hank Hill impressions and just the looks of disgust on our faces... Watch your first video uploaded to this channel.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it. I could give you a Hank Hill impersonation right now. I'm not going to. You got to go back in the archives and go find it. Subscribe to us and go find it. Yes. iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud.
Yes.
Nice segue.
Yes. Beautiful segue. All right. Now, the next piece of Disney move. And this is actually Disney news I approve of. Disney's not taking no for an answer. They are pushing to get Hamilton Oscar or Academy Award approval.
Oh.
The Academy does not consider recorded works as stuff that can be nominated, and there are a lot of people at Disney who are like, "Well, screw you," because this is a little bit of a different situation. This was going to be this meets every other criteria you have except for this. You want to try to enter it in the documentary category, and it's
okay. I was gonna say if they're trying to get it like Best Picture buzz, I'm not necessarily for it per se. But if they're trying to get it into the documentary category, then that's a little bit more of a ground that I can work with. It's just a personal preference. It's like, I would hate to be the filmmaker who worked their ass off to make a movie and then have a recorded version of a musical beat it for Best Picture. Because that's not, that's not the grounds. And for the people who are probably going, same thing with Parasite. Oh, shut up. Don't go there. But where it's a foreign film winning Best Picture, it's a little bit different where it's actually a film winning Best Picture. That's just my personal thing. I get that's a perfect example of documented work. So I get why they would be trying to push it as a documentary. But yeah, as long as it's not nominated for Best Picture, I'm fine with it.
Like, and that's my thing. I feel like, and we talked about this last week or the other week when we did the Hamilton watch along. We talked about could it be up for Oscars and things like that. And I still feel like, especially since even though it's a documented work, some of those performances should be allowed to be up for something like that. Like, not Lin-Manuel specifically. I'm talking more like Leslie Odom Jr. or Lou. Help me out with her name, Angelica.
God. Oh my God. I don't know.
I know Philippa Sue.
Sir.
God.
I know Philippa Sue. I'm trying to think of the other ones.
Let's remember Daveed Diggs.
Oh yeah, Daveed Diggs stole the show right, every scene he was in. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, all right, it's a powerful, moving performance. What else could you want from it?
Is there any precedent for that? Like, has any sort of live stage movie ever gotten Oscar play before? And like, what categories would that have been in?
I can't remember, but from the little research I've seen in the other articles, they always mention documentary category since it is recorded work. So,
do you feel like they will recognize it all, or are they going to wait for the inevitable actual theatrical like film adaptation of Hamilton that they're going to do?
Lin-Manuel has come out and said he will not do a film adaptation. In his mind, this is the film adaptation.
Really? Even well, I guess they never did it in the Heights like stage movies. So I guess I could see why, but I mean he let that get adapted, right?
But that was because of how the director sold him that vision. That was a John M. Chu who did. You saw the work he could do with Crazy Rich Asians,
right? So you don't think there will be a proper Hamilton movie?
Maybe not till like 20 or so years down the line, but don't expect.
Really?
I would say 15.
They'll roll that Disney dump truck up with full of cash and be like, "How much? Tell us how much we got to put in there first."
It will be announced within the next month. I'm willing to put $1 single bill on it.
They're probably gonna say, "Oh man, we just got done with Peter Pan. You know what? Hamilton."
Right? Yeah.
Oh, here, like up. It's not like Lin-Manuel needs money. Not only did he get $75 million for that stage performance, he makes $105,000 a week off of Hamilton royalties.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
So he's banking over $5 million a year off of Hamilton alone.
Let's not even talk about the Mary Poppins Returns cash. Woo, damn.
It's just like, wow, he's not hurting for cash at all. Like,
no,
at all.
No doubt.
Let's do that math real quick.
I mean, that'll be fascinating if something like this gets Oscar recognition, because then, like you were saying, I don't really think it's happened before. So
that's how much he makes a year off of Hamilton.
That's for the audio listeners. That's $5,400,000. We got to think some people might not be seeing us now.
5.46 million. Easy way to put it. $5.46 million.
Got a little cashish for Lynn.
Yeah, it's just wow.
It's not every day you get to make a cultural phenomenon, so it's well earned.
Hey, give it to him.
The only thing that I am getting when I do just a simple Google search of Oscars and screen recordings is Hamilton. So, and it's every single article is like it's not happening for the Oscars. So, I understand why they would want to push it as that, because.
I mean, honestly, there's not a lot out that's come out because of what we've been dealing with. It's not like there's a lot out that they could give it to. So it's a good year. It's going to
be a weird Oscars. It's going to be a weird because they have. Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, guys, we got to have an Oscar party in April this year.
Well, yeah, and it's like that. Yeah, they redefined like, okay, what movies could qualify for Oscars, but all those. Still nothing's coming out now. They're like 2021. Everybody's just push it back. Yeah. So like we're gonna have a weird Oscars. I mean now if there ever a year that something like this could stand out, it might be this time. You know?
Yeah, Vin Diesel as Best Actor for Bloodshot.
No arguments for me there. No. Even though when BR beat it in the horror charts on iTunes, shout out Alok Mishra.
Yes, shout out Alok, our friend of the show, Alok Mishra.
Go watch 1BR if you haven't yet. Great movie.
Yeah,
I just want to plug 1BR.
You should just be the master of plugs. Like
The plug master, dude. You got a hole? Call me. Plug it up. What's next, Matt Thomas?
Good night, guys.
All
We'll
right.
be on the show again.
All right.
the plug master. Can't wait for that merch to come out.
The last thing in non-spooky news before we get into the spooky news and the big discussion between
Spooky news.
spooky news, since there was no really scared this week.
True.
We're getting a Kurt Warner biopic, and Zachary Levi himself is playing the football legend Kurt Warner.
Oh, hell yeah. Sorry. I
Um,
love Kurt Warner.
I literally don't know who that is, but from this comparison, the comparison you're making, it looks like
You'll
him.
get all the talk from me right now. Kurt
he's-
Warner is a bomb.
hold up.
Amazing.
Let me give. So Taylor, he's literally considered the greatest undrafted football player of all time.
Okay.
He's won. Was it 1 or 2 Super Bowls, Nick?
He's won 1 and been to, I think, 2 or 3.
Yeah, like he's got an arm. He put up, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not one already. I think he's not one yet.
He is one, yes.
He is what?
On the XFL or something.
2017.
Yeah,
He was in the XFL?
no, he was not in the XFL.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What am I thinking of then?
No clue.
Yes.
But no, Kurt Warner is widely considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he was also undrafted. So he's also known as a man of God. So this is a film going to talk about him, his family, his belief in religion, and his story coming up. So
He's one of those T-bows.
yeah, and I do
2-time MVP, by the way.
yeah 2-time MVP.
That's
and
impressive enough.
And I think Zach Levi is that perfect age to play him because he still can pull off the young enough version while doing. Look at the picture of Zach
He
Levi.
looked, I wouldn't have even thought of that, and then I was like, "Wow, that."
Yeah, so I mean, hey,
Yeah, that looks good. Looks like him. For the audio listeners, he looks like him.
Will that spark other athletic biopics about football players? Because I want one about Brett Favre retiring 17 times.
well, there is some Ohio production news, and I'm gonna keep hush hush, because I don't have permission to speak on it, but I do have a little bit of insight, so I will shoot you guys that. But it's
You got a Fuego scoop?
no, it's biopic related, so we'll have fun with that when I get permission to be able to share it. That's when I'm really gonna have fun with it.
Okay.
Hey,
But-
unrelated, but isn't the second iteration of the XFL already dead?
Yes.
They're still working on reviving it, so it's not.
No!
Oh no! Vince said, "I'm done with this. I'm never."
Well, no,
gonna do whatever."
he's selling it. That's what's going on.
Oh, okay.
That's just.
Wow. You hate to see that.
You hate me to see that.
But it was actually doing well. People were loving it. It was just a matter of
Were they?
COVID ruined it.
COVID killed it because they sunk all this money into rentals and everything, and then, well,
It was
had
an
to
act of
cancel.
God was like, sorry, Vince, you don't get to do this again. I'm creating a pandemic to dismantle this for you. I'm sorry.
And I mean, now there's like players who are going to the NFL.
The NFL, like,
So guys, what we need to do is we need to make the "He Hate Me" biopic, and talk about the XFL in its first iteration about how like Stone Cold, The Rock, and Undertaker were all out there trying to promote it. It was weird. It's a lot more wrestling like than it was now.
Now that's it. If you just made wrestlers play football, I'm watching.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson actually was a football player before he was a wrestler. Fun fact.
There's a lot of Goldberg was a football player. Roman Reigns was a football player.
Big dog.
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were both on the Vikings.
If you had a football player who was like, I'm an undead wizard, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to watch this game and see how he does. You know? Gimmicks for football players. I'll watch that.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into this spooky news because I know Taylor's dying.
Spooky news.
That was the spooky news? I thought that was the spooky news.
No. First off, in spooky news, we got Lee Winnell is going to direct the Wolfman picture for Universal Studios. Something I called when we talked about this. I'm really scared. I did call it, and I said he's going to revive the Dark Universe. And they're like, I don't know.
Save the Dark Universe, dude.
Who's laughing now, buddy?
Does that mean that the Mummy will be eventually brought into its canon, or
I would love that shit.
It would have to be a Lee Whannell. It would have to be a Lee Whannell Mummy. That's the only way I'd accept it. Like,
if Lee Whannell wants to do Mummy 2 and he brings back Tom, I would be
no.
I would be so on board to see what Lee Whannell would do with that. Because look, inevitably we are going to talk about this. I'm really scared, so I don't have to gab on it too much. But no, I think it's awesome that Lee Whannell's coming in and being like the visionary, or like your Kevin Feige analog on whatever. Maybe they're not doing it as a universe anymore, but the franchise of figuring out how to make these characters interesting again. What he did with Invisible Man was so smart, so modern, so creative on a small budget. Do it again on Wolfman. You got Ryan Gosling. He's a legend. This rules. I'm 100% on board. And I'm not speaking on it too much because we only talk spooky news on Really Scared. Right. Streaming live every Thursday night.
Plug Master,
the Plug Master, dude.
No, plug it up.
Plug it up. You got a leak? I'll plug it up for you.
He's a plumber too.
You figure these characters out in real time sometimes. This is great. Hell yeah, 100% on. I was already on board. I'm even more on board. I'm there.
I'm just wondering one thing. When are we gonna get a Monster Mash movie?
That's what we're hoping this leads up to.
So
it's where they're saying the Monster Mash.
No, it's interesting you say that because they've actually announced that before. They've actually said that they literally called it a Monster Mash movie.
Where they sing.
Yeah, I don't know. They better sing. Now, it's one of those things where they announced it and then literally nothing has been said since that they announced it. But they're doing some kooky stuff over there at Universal.
Kooky and creepy.
Are you telling me that they're going to do an Addams Family tie-in too?
That'd be cool, and it'd probably be better than that Addams Family animated movie they just put out because that was not so bueno.
Did you see it, Taylor?
I did. I saw it in theaters.
I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
That's the thing. It was okay. It was very okay. Or you could reboot Munsters. Where's my Munsters at? You know?
I think that's been in the talks actually.
Yo, Munsters, sound off in the chat if you're watching.
Where my monsters at?
Where's my monster?
Luke's dad is commenting as we speak.
He's like, monsters. I love them.
I can't wait to see Gosling howl at the moon, dude. This movie's gonna be amazing.
Oh god.
I think it'll be good. It's making me excited to see it because I love Ryan Gosling and like I want to know if the route that they're gonna go with these Universal monsters is to take them into a more realistic setting.
No, that's exactly where it's going. If I know you haven't gotten the chance to see Invisible Woman yet, or Invisible Man, but holy shit, that is definitely.
Bro, I know everything about it because I've heard everything from everybody, and I get it. Yeah, I mean that is going that direction. So I'd like to know how they're gonna actually do a more realistic version of Wolfman and Frankenstein and Dracula. If that's
Frankenstein is arguably the most realistic one out of them all.
Right. No, I could see Frankenstein working as like a horror creative boyfriend type thing.
Well, no, I just mean not create a boyfriend.
Wait, where can you realistically create a boyfriend?
Yeah, Nick, why do you want to create a boyfriend?
No, that's cool if you want to. I just want to know where you can. You just go to the next frame. 2 frames, small box just reaches out and gets them.
Hold up. Let me do this real quick.
No, they're doing. Where'd he go? You killed his boyfriend.
Now go ahead.
Oh man, this is weird.
Sorry, audio listeners, this doesn't make any sense, but it looks really good.
Here's a visual gag for you audio listeners. So I'm not doing. Hey, if we're that worried right now, then we're
I may have to pop this open early.
If we're not worried about our audio listeners right now, then we should just restructure this entire podcast, okay?
Dude, 2 frames Malbach, 2 frames Bernardo. It's getting really weird down there.
It would be really, really weird if Taylor just reached his hand out and like suddenly was just rubbing my face or something like that.
Sorry, audio listeners, for my visual.
Wow.
comment.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work at all in audio, but I promise you it's really good if you want to check it out on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch.
Plugmaster.
Bloodmaster.
There's your character for the. We've really wanted to get you into this.
Wait, we already have it. His is getting announced later on.
No, it's a shame. It's really a shame that I haven't gotten into the trivia bracket, and I've been trying. That's the thing. I keep trying to come up with like fun gimmick, and I can't get there. But the Plugmaster, you're right. I'll keep thinking about that.
Your thing could just be plugging things.
Yeah,
plug a movie. He can plug the movie. He just answered a question about it.
I'm too busy plugging to come up with the answer, so I just lose every time. I'm always plugging, dude. Next topic.
Plugging along. All right.
Next question. Go.
And then our last bit of spooky news before we get a mini discussion going on. Halloween Kills dropped a 30-second teaser this week, getting us all hyped just to announce it's getting pushed back a full year, as well as the sequel getting pushed back a full year.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Go COVID. Go COVID.
Yeah,
Go
COVID.
Go COVID.
Yeah, man, dude, movies are canceled this year. Like, just don't even expect to see a new one unless it's coming straight to digital or drive-in.
Or it's independent.
I know there was a mini talk when COVID first happened that if Halloween got pushed back, they were talking about releasing both next year, which I would have lived for. But when they moved it back, I was like, no, you had the perfect gimmick month where you just won. Do you know how many people just be like, I'm just going to do a double feature of this shit?
Exact, because, that's the thing. They push Halloween ends to 2022, which is like, 2022, I could be dead by then. But, yeah, a drive-in double feature, I could watch both of these back-to-back would be so fucking cool.
Triple feature, honestly.
Quadruple feature.
Halloween,
the new Halloween.
Oh, right. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Also, it's very hot in this house, so I opened my windows. My bad.
That's good, dude. Let it in.
Yeah.
Man. Again, it's one of those things I'm sure we'll talk about on a Really Scared streaming live this Thursday. We're watching Body Cam and The Stranger on Quibi. But
every time you plug something, you die.
Yeah, I got it. It's a shame, man. I was really looking forward to watching this, and I know they moved Candyman into the same release date, but I don't even think Candyman's going to come out on time at this rate.
I think Candyman's going to end up getting pushed to VOD as much as I don't want it to. It just because it's Universal. Universal's the one who's really been pushing the VOD release.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. They're the ones who've definitely been perpetuating the controversy and stuff on that.
HBO Max, so it's going.
That's a WB joint.
HBO Max hasn't really been doing it as much. WB just did it for Scoob because it was a kids movie, but they haven't really. They haven't really done it for anything else.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited for Halloween Kills, and it's more than a year away. Let it burn. I do like that teaser because when it first came out, I was like, that's it. Because I kind of hoped it would be a whole trailer. And they're like, well, you're not going to watch it for another 14 months. I'm like, well, give me a whole trailer maybe. But I kind of love the simplicity and how does Michael Myers get out of the last one? Well, the firemen show up and they put the fire out. I kind of love that.
They have confirmed that this film will be like Halloween, the original Halloween 2, where it takes place right after.
Yeah.
So, hey. I
like that. And they're saying the body count is unreal.
Yeah.
John Carpenter, dude. John Carpenter's hyping it up. Anytime Carpenter's impressed, you don't have to sell me on that. Of course I'm interested, dude. Carpenter's the master. He's like, the body count's crazy. It just sounds like I expect Michael Myers. I expect EMTs to get Myers out.
Actually, Matt is the master. Really Trivia Showdown. Sorry, I just wanted to be the plug master as well. Go on.
Well, I'm glad you're plugging it because I have no part in that. I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. But yeah, I expect Michael Myers to have a weird, gross, burned, melted to his face mask, and he's just fucking up the whole town because that's what they're selling me on. And I'm very sad that I'm gonna have to wait an inconceivable amount of time, as far as I'm concerned, to watch this movie. Yeah, but
inconceivable.
But I apparently it'd be worth the wait. Everybody, I mean, not that they would say anything bad about the movie, even if you're Ray Fisher and you hated the movie you worked on, you still wait like a year or so to spill the tea. But like David Gordon Green's hyping it, John Carpenter, Jamie Lee Curtis are like, don't worry, this will be worth the wait. So I believe them. They got my my confidence, but
Yes.
I'm very sad to wait that long to watch it.
Definitely agreed. That was one of my most anticipated, because you know me, I didn't really get into horror until Get Out, and then the new Halloween tempted me, so I watched the original Halloween. I liked that, so it's been a gradual build for me, and this is one of my most anticipated films of this past year.
You like that 2018 one?
Oh, I love that 2018 one.
Yeah.
And I know there are people who have issues with it, and they're like, I prefer the original number 2, and I'm like, that's fine, but I went back and watched the original number 2, and it's not that good.
It's funny though, because it seems like they're kind of just aping off of that, where it's like it's hours later, and number 2 is like the mystique of Myers is kind of gone. We're just gonna come in with a bang, and he's just killing people right off the bat, and it seems like what this one's gonna be.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see these women more on the offensive now, knowing that he's survived. Instead of Jamie Lee Curtis, she set up all these traps being offensive but defensive at the same time.
Yeah.
Now you know, okay, they have to be on the offensive because they know he's about to get saved. I will say this: I want to see Michael Myers cut through some firefighters and paramedics. I gotta see that.
Yeah, I think that's how you open it. Like they bring him in the ambulance. He's like kind of knocked out, and then he wakes up and just fucking starts choke slamming people out of the ambulance. You know, like I feel like that's how you open the movie.
The Undertaker.
He's Kane. He's Kane. See no evil. I
He
knew
is
it.
Kane, dude. He's kind of the proto Kane, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then this last bit of news, and which is going to lead into our final discussion, which I know Taylor's probably going to be in the middle of this. It was announced this week that TRON 3 looks like it's back in the picture. I know I told everybody who was supposed to be on the show to watch this. Nick, I know you're a special situation. Taylor, I don't know if
I've seen what Tron Legacy.
Well, no. I'm not talking. I know with your schedule you don't get to.
I've seen Tron Legacy.
Yeah, you didn't see the original, so
I've seen Tron Guy before on YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah. But it's just apparently it's back in the works. Jared Leto's gonna star up again apparently, and they're talking about bringing the original cast back in. So, Taylor, did you get a chance to watch the 2 films?
Dude, I'm not even done my homework. You know I didn't watch it.
Hey, I will say these are honestly 2 films you can throw on in the background and catch what's going on.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like I've always heard. What's that? Nick Mulbach's got some sort of.
He got the identity disc. Nick, I need to buy that off you.
No.
Yeah, no, I've not seen Tron 1 or 2, but I heard they're really cool. I'll get
This
around.
is my ring light, Matt. No, it's an identity disc.
Yes, but no, I'll buy that off you.
No.
Yeah,
I have another Tron toy, which is the baton as well.
he doesn't know how much they're worth. That's the thing.
If you hit a button on it, it like this was a gift from Mr. Wu, so I ain't selling it.
Respect.
Johnny just gave you that?
No, maybe don't do that. Don't put me
No,
on.
I'm just shocked because like
Great gift.
sell for like $100 opened right now.
Wow, way to say that publicly. Yeah, hold on, I'll give it right back.
No,
What
sorry.
I'm gonna leave the floor open to you guys because I don't know dick about Tron. What do you guys think about Tron 3?
Apparently, I'm the only person who's watched both of them. So hey, I know Chris watched them, so I'm just like, hey, Chris, where you at? You were supposed to be on. I'll speak a little bit for Connor. Connor does not like the first Tron. You saw in the group chat this week. He said it's dookie. You could say that about the effects, but you also have to remember those films were basically made 25 plus years apart.
Yeah.
So like, what Nick? What's that face about?
It's nothing.
He looked up the identity disc. That's what it's about.
I'm gonna return this.
Yeah.
Gonna play frisbee. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Frisbee.
You're gonna do frisbee.
I would never. Oh, okay. $65 open. Nah. Sorry. Go ahead.
The baton's about worth
Awesome.
I wanted to just like mount it somewhere, not like through it, but like hang it. You know?
Me being the cosplayer, I got a Tron cosplay in the works. That's why I was like, "Let me buy that." I will give you the 65 for it.
No, I what 65? I saw like 200 online.
Nah.
Oh well, then it can't be that important, buddy.
Is this like real auctions?
Yeah, real. This is a real plug for really pay me.
Real sales.
But no, the first Tron is better narratively. The first Tron is about a man trying to clear his name. He got fired from a company he helped build because somebody stole his work and sold it off to the company as their own, and hid the file code that can prove his innocence, or that can prove it was originally his. And so he, with the help of his two friends who still work for the company, get back into the company. And then the guy who stole the game created this master control program, who's actually getting smarter and trying to take over the world. Like he hacked into the Pentagon, he hacked into other countries' databases, and it's imagine War Games meets a video game.
So when you think of a third one, like what are your hopes and expectations for something like that?
Well, because I did rewatch them this past week, the second film leaves off where we don't know what's going on with the grid next. I mean, literally, so Olivia Wilde's character in the second one, I don't care, I'm going into spoilers because this movie's fucking 11 years old almost.
Yeah, that's fair.
Olivia Wilde's character is what's called an ISO. You can basically say she's an alien. She's an organism that found her, one of the type of organisms that found their way into the grid created by Kevin Flint, who is played by Jeff Bridges. They are their own thinking organism. The answer to they don't get sick. Like they are what people would aspire to be. Never get sick, no disease, anything like that. And it becomes this whole creationalism type deal with Tron 2, and his son Sam, who's played by Garrett Hedlund, is basically here. I just pulled up the isomorphic algorithm, so this will help me. This will help me explain it more. The ISOs differ from basic programs in their appearance and capabilities, but their uniqueness lay in their code base. They were set to be different due to them not being programmed or controlled by functions, protocols, and the need for purpose. While regular programs conform to the rigid structure defined by their users, ISOs had evolved complete with a genetic code of sorts that even Kevin Flynn scarcely could comprehend. And this inner structure of their code would potentially have allowed ISOs to develop beyond the capabilities of the regular programs. And then what ends up happening, you find out in Tron, is that the Clue program, which Kevin Flynn created to help keep an eye over the entire grid program, he turns on the programs, the ISOs, because he views them as imperfect and he purges them. And Cora is the last remaining ISO, and she's able to actually move from just being a program in the game to a real life being at the end of the movie when they make their way back. And she's supposed to be this huge answer to what we can do going forward as a race. There are certain things I hate about Tron 2, like the fact that Clue killed Tron and then turned him into this character called Rinsler, which literally pisses the hell out of me because it's called Tron. The city is not called Tron. Tron is a character. And to have him be turned into this piece of shit, useless villain who's just the muscle to Clue is just pissed me off to no end, and it pissed me off the other day watching.
Why is Jared Leto going to be in the third one? Can you tell me?
No. See, that's what's very interesting. I have a feeling Jared Leto may be taking over the Cillian Murphy character or Killian Murphy
That's
character.
bad. I love Killian Murphy. I'm not seeing movies, but I like him.
But in Tron Legacy, Killian Murphy's character is literally the son of the guy who stole the program from Kevin Flynn in the original. So with that in mind, it was like, okay. And they look enough alike, and I could see it. And there's this whole thing called, this special feature on the DVD called Flynn Lives, and there's a little like tag at the end of it where Cillian Murphy's character Junior is talking to a username called Master Control 79 or something like that, which is either his father or the reborn Master Control program from the first film.
I heard Jared Leto's going to have "I'm a computer" tattooed across the top of his forehead.
No, not likely, but I could see it as Jared Leto's taking over the Cillian Murphy role, and he's now discovered the grid, and now maybe he tries to go back. And
He's supposed to be the lead, though. So
yeah.
Oh man, I don't know how I feel like Jared Leto is a leading man anymore.
No, I really don't. I think he's better off in supporting roles.
Yeah, I never think of him as the protagonist anymore.
And even Morbius, I was like, the concept looked cool.
Oh, yeah.
Looks cool. I wish it was someone other than Jared Leto.
He just doesn't give those kinds of performances. I mean, I know people goof on Leto. We don't have to get into that too deep, but I just don't think of him as like the hero ever, really. You know, that doesn't mean he has to be the antagonist, but I never really think of him as like I can't relate to Leto about literally anything. Like I see that dude, and I'm just like, I don't know what your deal is, dude. I can't get it. I can't get into it.
I'm looking up the original Tron 3 synopsis from a couple of years ago.
I can tell you're excited for it, so that's good. I mean, I'll watch the Tron movies eventually. All I know is computers and neon and Daft Punk.
That's only the second. That's realistically only the second one.
Yeah,
and it's been confirmed that Daft Punk would be in this whole thing the other day. It was confirmed that the producer saying Daft Punk will be back for the score. We're looking at getting the director back.
That is literally, that reason alone is enough for Tron, the worst Tron movie of all time, to exist. I don't care if I get a new Daft Punk album out of it, because they're like one of my favorite groups of all time, or duos, I guess. But
right on.
That is enough for me to ever need anything ever again. I love Daft Punk. So, like, I literally... What?
Do you like Tron only because of Daft Punk?
This is cool. I own a disc now.
He looks like bebop music.
All right, so here, this is from 3 years ago. Kaczynski, who was the director of Tron 2, said the movie is called Tron Ascension. I think that's... What the fuck is that sound in the background?
Sorry, I was just plugging something.
The movie is called Tron Ascension. I think that's out there. I think we got the script about 80%. We're in good shape. We're probably 8 or 9 months out from shooting, which is still a good amount of distance from being ready to shoot, but I think the script was in good shape. What I'm excited about is the concept, which is an invasion movie from inside the machine coming out, as opposed to the one we've seen normally. And that was kind of hinted at the end of Tron Legacy, with Cora making her way out, and Clue's whole goal was to invade the real world. So there was that. The first act was in the real world. The second act was in the world of Tron, or multiple worlds of Tron, and the third act is totally in the real world. I think that really opens it up, open the concept of Tron as a way we could be thrilling to see on screen, but there's also really interesting character study of Cora and a stranger in a strange land trying to figure out where she belongs, having lived in the real world for a few years, where she does not fit in. So,
well, I mean, if it's that she lives in a real world where she's not fit in, then Jared Leto sees her and goes, "Oh, hey, you're Olivia Wilde." Like, I feel like there's reasons to bring him in that's not just for him replacing Cillian Murphy. I feel.
Well, no, actually, that fits the Cillian Murphy thing, because if his goal is to try to retake over, what better way than taking this program back in, taking Clue's army that has now just been sitting there, becoming their leader.
Has there been any argument as to whether Cillian Murphy would even not want to come back for it or something like that? I'm just wondering where.
I think let's put it to you this way: Jared Leto does not look his age. Cillian Murphy does look his age.
He's a beautiful man.
It's just
Those striking blue. I mean, they both got striking blue eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
they look enough alike. You know what I mean? They look enough.
I think he looks young enough.
Yeah, no, Killian's aged super well. Is that what the show's descended into? We're talking about just how handsome celebrities are.
Ray's Liver and Onions is pretty handsome.
Oh yeah.
Call me the plug master. We could have a fight over that role. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could just be a fish out of water type story where he's like, where
He doesn't want to not be the plug master.
it could just be like a fish out of water type thing where he sees her and he's kind of brought into this world. I feel like that's kind of like a typical plot point though. These types of things.
I mean, yes and no. Tron wasn't really one of those, but
Oh no,
Oh no.
the Rager.
So I heard you like interrupting podcasts, Thomas. So let me show you how it's done. Real talk. How about really raged? You know, people keep blowing up my line and asking me, who's the Rager? What's up with this really trivia showdown? And I want to let them know. This Friday, we're getting in the rage cage, baby. You're going to see the debut of the one and only Rager. I got a lot of questions to answer and a lot to get off my chest. So tune in this Friday on the Who Are They Real Entertainment YouTube channel. Because I'm just getting started, baby.
Get his t-shirt.
yes.
That was weird. Who the hell was that guy?
Oh my.
That was strange. I don't know who that guy was.
Does he have
Yes.
Is he angry?
He doesn't look
His
like
name
Taylor
was
at all.
the Anger?
He does not look like Taylor at all.
Weird.
Wow, who the heck was that? Oh well.
Was
We
that
may never
was that
know.
Ray's Liver and Onions?
Hey, sorry guys, my connection dropped. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. Ray's Liver and Onions was here. It was weird.
So I saw the newest Ray's Liver and Onions commercial, and I think it might be the best one yet.
Oh, well,
Really? Oh, man.
appreciate it.
Oh, Tom and I were watching it earlier, actually. Tom's like, that's the best shot I've seen from Nick in a while, so he really enjoyed it.
I may be the plug master, but I feel like 2 frames in the bottom got to tell us where we can find Ray's Liver and Onions right now.
That can be found on the Nick Molbach YouTube channel, where you can find plenty of interesting and fun videos, such as tutorials, technology, and short films. Lou?
And you can see our comedic commercials known as Ray's Liver and Onions, and you'll see many different things that are just coming around and coming out.
I've heard Ray's Liver and Onions might be having a little bit of a scuffle with a certain
Jewish jeweler.
yeah.
I mean,
don't-
it's more of like just, I don't know, business practice.
Okay. Oh, so you have some insight.
Yeah, I was talking to Ray like the other night. Like, I don't know, he was like, some people in New York don't know how to
Run a business.
business, you know.
But no, but yeah, Tron 3 is definitely needed. I'd love to get my dad in on this because he's watching those. Especially with where the world's going nowadays with all the technology, and I mean programs trying to take over all that. It's just really interesting.
Hey, there he is.
Oh,
We got Tommy Bling in the chat.
well,
Did you
That's
know
not
your milk has been bought? Or is going to be? I don't know. Was it actually bought?
What?
Did you actually buy
Yeah, I
it?
bought some.
Oh, okay. Well, Tom, your merch has been bought officially.
yes.
Wow. Dude hasn't even debuted yet. I don't know who debuted personally in the trivia showdown, but
Yeah, people are gonna have to wait a while to meet Tommy Bling, but it's gonna be
There was no way that merch could not be bought early on. Got to show your support before your character even debuts.
Yes.
But I have the plug. I have a shirt for the plug.
Yes. But no. Tom, since you are watching, I'm going to send you an invite to this, and I want your opinion because I know, like me, you've seen both Tron films, so I'd like to get your thoughts on Tron 3 and how it could work. So if you're still watching, which I think you are, knowing you, I'm sending you this link right now. Let's get this shit started.
Dude really wants to talk about Tron. I hope somebody engages him on this.
I need some backup as someone who...
I like Tron Legacy.
I like...
Dude, Tommy Bling is the most popular person in the world.
Yeah, because it's a good shirt.
It is. It looks really cool.
Good shirt.
Nick's holding that disc, just tempting me. I want that. So
Yeah,
bad.
that's
Tommy Bling's got a good logo. It's gotta be
bringing
said.
your offers up. Don't care. It's mine.
This is my Tron.
All right.
I actually cut some. I use this as like a knife every once in a while. Cut like cheese with it.
I remember it was a hubcap on your car for like 3 months.
Yeah, so like it's gotten its use, Matt. Don't worry, it's being used.
It needs to be used for cosplay.
Yeah, and eventually I'll
There
do
we
that.
go.
So that's great.
You can always plug it.
All right.
Hello.
So,
Tom,
25.
Tommy Bling.
Who's
I
this
don't
Tommy?
know.
Who's
Yeah,
this
I
Tommy
don't-
Bling you speak of?
I don't know Tommy Bling.
I don't know. I don't know this Tommy Bling you speak of.
But no, Tom, as the only other person here who's actually seen both Tron films, what's your thoughts going into a possible Tron 3?
I mean, I'm if they do a Tron 3, I'll go see it. I'm excited for it if that happens. Yeah, I'm. Oh, I have it pulled up still on Facebook as well. There we go. I had double audio because I still had it pulled up on Facebook. I'm like, why am I hearing an overlap? But yeah, if it does happen, I mean, I'll be there day one. I really enjoyed Legacy. I don't think it's perfect, but I really enjoyed it.
I agree. I wouldn't say it's better. Here's what I'll say. For me, Legacy is better in every other aspect except story.
And I haven't seen. I know the original one is kind of like just trying to escape. I haven't seen it in a hot minute. I'd say this Legacy has a more complicated story, but if it's done, how it's executed, I don't fully remember. I just remember some of the dialogue. Not that it's bad. It was just kind of like the digital frontier.
Yeah.
Okay.
The digital frontier.
We're gonna go down that route.
Yeah. I still personally have issues with the whole Tron being turned into Rizzler shtick. I just went on to a rant with them, like, this movie is named after that program, and to just make that program that fucking useless pissed me off.
Oh, they kind of turned him into he does where he does a good thing in death, so to speak, if I remember correctly.
Yep, he does. He attempts to.
My MacBook just did an update out of nowhere. So I think that this movie is like, I'm excited for Tron 3. Oh, sorry. I'm excited for Tron 3 personally. I just think that it's going to be good. I also use this as a steering wheel every once in a while. It's gotten good use. Don't worry.
It's kind of got like a hole in there, like you could plug it in if you needed to, you know? Like
The big bonus for Tron 3 is if they also got Daft Punk back again.
Yeah, that's
thank you.
That's the one thing they confirmed. They said we have confirmed that we will have Daft Punk back if we do the film.
Yeah, 'cause they've been doing nothing for a while. So
But yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm very interested to get ready to film this next match we got going on. So I think we should probably cut it here. And
going to be some very interesting questions.
Yeah, very interesting questions. So I think we should cut it here. But before we go, we are actually going to do a giveaway. So what we're doing for this week's giveaway is if you're watching this, we want you to go back and look at our Who Are They Real Trivia tournament. And by next Sunday, we'll announce who wins next Sunday. We want you to put your favorite moment in the comments. We want you to like the video. We want you to put your favorite moment in the comments. That's what we want you to do. Those are the two things you have to do. So like it, put your favorite moment in the comments. I will put that in the link. I'll add to the Facebook page. I'll add to the Facebook post. I'll put that in the link under the YouTube video of this. But yeah, that's what we want you to do. We want you to go back, watch the trivia tournament first episode, tell us your favorite moment, and if you want to double your chances, do it on tomorrow's video too, because that would be great. So yeah. But signing off.
What are we giving away, Matthew?
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine.
Whoa.
sorry. We are actually giving away a digital copy of The Joker. So, Joker. Yeah, Joker is the digital copy we're giving away. So go ahead and just watch that trivia video, like and comment, tell us what your favorite moment is, and you may be able to win a copy of The Joker. So
I know what my favorite moment is.
I don't know.
No, that's
No
all
comment.
I'm gonna say, because you got to figure out what my favorite moment is when you're watching the video. This drop.
Oh, I remember that really funny part.
My favorite moment in Joker is when Man Bat showed up. And
Yeah.
he flapped his wings.
All right, guys, signing off.
Tom,
I'm Matt. That's Tom. That's
What a
Taylor.
for that Man-Bat figure.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay.
And that's Nick and Lou. We're signing off, and you guys have a good night.
Good night, folks.